How can you earn $10 lakh in just 10 minutes? This black man in front of you, whose name is Will, is going to show us a very practical way. Right now, Will is watching an American football match with his friend Hallie in a VIP stand. During the halftime, tired of the boredom, Will decided to play a game of a small bet with his girlfriend. He pointed at a hot girl and asked, who was coming slowly, "When this beautiful girl comes here, how many men will turn and look at her in the stand?" Will said, "I am guessing only 3. But Hallie said, "At least 7 or more men will be attracted to her." Then an Asian man sitting next to her came. He found this game interesting and he also joined. He guessed, 5 men will turn. The answer came soon. In the stand, a total of 8 men turned and saw that girl staring. In this way, Hallie won this round and won the bet of $10. After the game was over, Hallie's gambling addiction awoke. She took out $1,000 and offered to play again with Will. This time the bet was which team will foul first on the field. Will easily won $1,000. Hauge did not like this. He immediately increased the bet to $5,000. This time it was the next round. The next player who will take the ball will run or pass there. Will hesitated. But in the end, he played the game and this time he lost $5,000. Tired, Will started walking away. But drowned in gambling addiction, Hauge stopped him and made the bet to $10,000. Forcibly, Will played again and then lost. He was just playing a game of $10 with his girlfriend. But at the blink of an eye, he had lost $14,000. Will did not believe that his luck could be so bad. He opened his travel bag, took out $100,000 cash and kept it, and asked Hauge to play again. Hauge happily agreed. This time too, Will lost. Seeing his boyfriend losing continuously, Hallie got scared and tried to stop him. But Will's anger was on the 7th sky. He emptied his entire bag. Remaining $1 million was kept on the cash table. Then he asked the server to get a deck of cards and told Hauge, both will take out 1 card and the bigger card will win. Hauge was also excited. He also took out more than 1 million cash and kept it. He took out the first card, small 5. He thought he lost. But unfortunately, Will took out 3 after that. Hallie sat on the ground. Will was sad and started walking away. Happy after winning, Hauge taunted them. This made Will's anger rise again. He showed his bank balance to Hauge and made the last bet. Bet on the 2 million cash that Hauge has now. The rule of the bet. Hauge chooses one of the 22 players on the field. Then Will's girlfriend Hallie has to guess. If Hallie guesses correctly, Will win. If it goes wrong, Hauge will win. Will was sure that Hallie's luck is better than him today. Hauge thought that Will has gone mad, because this bet was almost impossible for him. But why did he refuse to get free money? Hallie started crying. Will reassured him that he will definitely win this time. Hauge took the binoculars, looked at the field and quickly chose a player. Hallie also took the binoculars and started looking. Then a familiar face was seen. 55 number player. He was Will's best friend Fatbo, who had come there as a fake player. At that moment, Hallie understood everything. He said 55 number without hesitation. Hauge was stunned. It was clear that Hallie had made the right guess. Hauge gave up. He gave more than 2 million cash with honesty. How did he know that this whole game was Will's cunning trick? Actually, Will and the 55 number Fatbo on the field were members of the same crime gang. This gang used to steal and cheat. Hauge was a rich prey in their eyes. He was an old gambler who bet on everything. That's why Will deliberately started a small game with Hallie. Hallie was not Will's real girlfriend, but a new member of the gang. She didn't know before that Will was cheating Hauge, so her acting was completely natural and Hauge was completely trapped. After leaving the field and coming in the car, Hallie asked enthusiastically, "How did you know that Hauge would choose the number 55? Will said, "I had put the idea of number 55 in Hauge's mind from the morning. The advertisement of the elevator in the hotel, the beige on his jacket, the board on the road, I showed number 55 everywhere. While going to the stadium from the hotel, I also staged a coincidental meeting with Fatbo. Usually, in the crowd of strangers, a person notices the face first, which seems familiar to him. In this way, How Gay was completely trapped by Will's cunning plan and the gang earned millions of dollars easily. That she was completely drowned in his praise and could not stop. She gave Will a kiss. After the kiss, Will's face suddenly became stiff. He just took out some of the more than 20 lakhs of cash that had just been cheated and threw it towards Hallie and said, "You have failed in the internship test. You cannot join our team. Take this money and get out of here now." Saying this, Will quickly took the rest of the money without turning around. Hallie stood there. She was not able to understand why Will suddenly changed so much. The story of her and Will's meeting is from a month ago. At that time, Hallie was a completely new deceitful girl. She was eating in a restaurant. Then she saw Will alone drinking alcohol. Hallie deliberately seduced Will and both reached the hotel room. But they had not come too close yet that suddenly a man with a gun entered the room and caught him by calling himself Hallie's husband. But experienced Will very easily understood Hallie and that man's sex blackmail move. Hallie then found out that she had clashed with a real teacher. She ran after Will and insisted on making him a teacher. Hallie told her whole story to form a relationship with the guru disciple. She has been stealing since childhood. Later she came into the world of a fraud. She is still a novice. She needs a guidance. Will refused at first. But seeing Hallie's beauty, he taught her a special trick. Will took off his scarf and asked Hallie to hold it. As soon as Hallie took off the scarf, Will took out a ring from her finger. While returning the ring, he stole Hallie's phone. As soon as Hallie got the phone, she saw that her bag was also secretly in Will's hand. Will explained, whether it is theft or fraud, the most important thing is to focus the target at one place. As soon as the focus is cantered, he forgets everything else. Hallie agreed to this completely and insisted on making Will a teacher. Finally, Will gave him a chance for an internship. But it was necessary to pass the test. The next day, Will took Hallie to the crowded road with his friends. Hallie imitated Will and asked for the way from a traveler. Meanwhile, his friend stole the camera of that traveler. Then Hallie deliberately clashed with another traveler. Apologizing, the other companion took off his backpack. Will saw that Hallie did a good job, so he kept her as an intern in the team and took her to his place. Then Hallie found out that this group of more than 30 people is very big in Will's kidnapping. Robbery on the road, fraud in the gambling house. Apart from credit card skimming, they also made big high-class frauds. Will had left the old sex blackmail like Hallie years ago. In the next month, Hallie got along well with the team, and by being together every day, he also fell in love with Will. Will also could not ignore him and both came very close. But after that big fraud, when Hallie kissed Will threw him out of the team. Hallie could not understand, but Will was clear in his mind. He had just started loving Hallie. But in this business, emotions are considered the biggest weakness. He did not want his relationship to affect the team and work, so he showed Hallie the way out. Absolutely clear. 3 years passed. After Hallie's departure, Will's mood and business both kept falling. Then one day, the owner of the car racing team came to Gary Will and told him a big plan. Gary's team had invested a lot of money to make a software which could increase the probability of winning by analyzing the training data of the race drivers. The other owner wanted this. Gary wanted Will to become an engineer who makes software and fight with Gary. Then the competition, who will call Will to himself and will sell fake software with wrong data. This will defeat the Gold team and Gary will benefit. The money that Gold will give after the deal will be Will's. Will said yes without thinking. That night at the racing industry party, Will drank alcohol as per the plan and prepared to fight with Gary. But he could not even start the fight in drunkenness that suddenly his eyes fell on Hallie in a red gown. She was standing very close to Gary. Both were looking very different. Will was jealous. He realized that he still loves Hallie a lot. He called Hallie aside and wanted to tell the real reason for firing her 3 years ago. But Hallie said in a cool tone, "I don't want to hear it. It doesn't matter now. I have left this business completely. I am Gary's girlfriend. Please don't interfere in my new life and don't spread my old business anywhere." Will was heartbroken. Finally, in the excuse of drunkenness, he really beat Gary. He was standing close. The Jinn saw the opportunity and contacted Will and offered to buy software for $30 lakh. Will said yes immediately. Just before the transaction, Will tried to meet Hallie again, but Hallie did not agree. Finally, Will sent his friend Fatbo and gave Hallie a special gem necklace. The same necklace that Hallie loved 3 years ago, but Will refused to take it in the name of saving evidence. Will kept it secretly. Hallie's heart melted seeing this. That same night, Hallie herself reached Will's house and both reconciled and spent a happy, fun night together. The next morning, the doorbell woke both of them up early in the morning. The person who was coming was Gary's trusted old servant and close friend. Gary had come there because Gary had made a fake. He handed over the software to Will and asked him to complete the deal with the djinn as soon as possible. Fortunately, Hallie had already jumped out of the balcony into the neighbor's room, so the buyer did not find out about Will and Hallie's relationship. After the buyer left, Will did not tell Hallie anything about what deal he was doing with the house. He just said that he had very important work to do and that he will meet him again in the evening. It was very important to sell fake software. But Will not only sold the software to the zone but also to the owners of 9 car teams. With his cunning ways, he convinced everyone that he was the only buyer. In this way, Will earned a total of $75 million. That same evening, he took all this money to Hallie and prepared to run away somewhere with it. But as soon as he sat in the car, the bodyguards of the house stopped him. Both were tied up and taken to the front of the house. Actually, the software that Will had sold was not fake. In fact, the original software that the house team had made was the same. That's why the buyers had given $300 to $300 million without hesitation. The house had already placed spies in other teams, so he knew the truth. But he did not understand how Will got the real software. This software was in his laptop at home, which was kept in his room and was safe from high-level encryption. It was almost impossible for Will to crack it. Now when the house found out that the relationship between Hallie and Will was deep, he threatened Hallie's life and tried to make Will tell the truth. Will tolerated a lot, but finally accepted that he stole the software with the help of Hallie. He put a microchip in the gem necklace given to Hallie, which had a Trojan program in it. As soon as Hallie entered the house, he connected to the computer via Bluetooth and entered the computer and stole the software. Will repeatedly said that Hallie did not know about it at all, so do not bother her. But the house did not believe this. The reason was clear. The relationship between Hallie and Gary was just in the initial stage. They never had an internal relationship. Hallie had never even been to the room of the house. Then Hallie told the truth. She had gone to the house just to steal his expensive watch, but did not get a chance. And to make Will jealous, she lied that she was the girlfriend of the house. Hearing Hallie's words, Will was both surprised and happy. He was trying to make a new excuse by getting smart that the brother who was living with the house at that time got tired of Will's arrogance and suddenly shot him. Will fell to the ground and soon became silent. Gary did not expect that the brother would do this to himself. In fear, Gary left the brother alone to clean up and ran away with the bodyguards himself. Hallie was filled with fear and sorrow when she saw Will dying. But then the brother opened his bag, took out an injection and gave Will an emergency treatment. In a little while, Will came to his senses. Actually, the brother was the real traitor. He was Will's foster father. Will's cheating and cunning training was given by the brother. Both had made the house their big target. The brother had entered the house as a servant 3 years ago and had won his trust. But the house soon found out that the software had been stolen. The brother was afraid that the house would kill Will, so he changed his plan. He shot Will but intentionally injured him, did not die so that Gary would run away in fear. On the pretext of this death, Will decided that now he would completely get out of this business. He gave all the earnings of $200 to $700 locks to the brother and decided to start a new life with Hallie himself. Both got married, set up a happy family like an ordinary person and said goodbye to the world of frauds forever. Thank you for watching Movie Explain. Please subscribe the channel Movie XR Explain.